Hello. My name is Aniruddha, and I am back with another nugget of watercolor advice. I painted this colorful crow a while ago for a detailed step-by-step Skillshare tutorial. In this process, I feel the most crucial step is understanding the values of the subject. The crow is, in principle, just a monotonous black bird. As you can see, I've used very unrealistic and bright colors, and what I'm trying to show is that if you get the values correct, it doesn't really matter what colors you use. Colors get all the credit while values do all the hard work. To better understand the value structure of a reference photo, I often work on it in Photoshop. Let me show you how I do this. We are now in a new Photoshop window and we have our reference image, this handsome crow, ready and waiting for us. So now, step by step, I am going to make him more paintable. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play with the shadows and highlights, for which I'm going to go to Image drop down here on the top left, then to Adjustments, and then to Shadows and Highlights. And I'm going to lighten up the shadow parts, just bring a little more brightness to the little more life to the shadowy parts. There is a large difference in what the human eye sees and what the camera sensor sees. So I want the reference image to be more loyal to what the human eye can see. Done. Next, I am going to select this magic wand tool here. I have my shift key pressed down as I make each click so that my selection is one large selection. Once I am happy with the selection, I am going to press delete and I am going to get rid of the background. So that is now one distraction less. Another distraction I can reduce is I can get rid of the color, for which I am going to use a adjustment layer. Here in the layers tab, this is the adjustment button, black and white. These dials here allow you to fine tune the black and white of the crow. However, I am going to leave it at the default setting. Next, I am going to add another adjustment layer. This time, posterize. Now you can change the levels of posterization using this dial right here. For what I want to show you, 4 levels is just about perfect. So now our crow has been broken down into 4 basic values. However, the transition between those values is a little bit bumpy due to the textured nature of the crow's feathers. However, we can fix that as well. For which I am going to go to the filter drop down, select blur, and then select smart blur. Oops, I did not have the correct layer selected. Okay, I'm going to select the crow layer, go to filter, go to blur, smart blur. You can play around with these dials here till you get the setting you need. I already have the perfect setting input here, so I'm going to click OK. And just like that, we have four smooth values, four smooth levels. So if I close these posterize and black and white tabs for a minute, this is how the crow looks like in color. This is how he looks like with the tabs on. This white represents the very brightest part of the crow where the light is hitting. This light gray is the light section. This mid value gray is the mid-tones in our crow. And the black represents the dark values of the crow. I can now go here to File, Save As, and save our crow as JPEG for further reference. I am back in Photoshop. I have opened up the posterized black and white JPEG of our handsome crow that I had saved earlier. Only this time he has a little splash in the background. I will show you why very soon. What I'm going to do now is I am going to split this JPEG into 3 layers, and each of those layers will be one step in our painting process, for which I am going to go to this layers tab here on the right click and say duplicate layer. I'm going to do that one more time. So now we have 2 duplicates. I am going to hide the top 2 layers by clicking this eyeball icon, and I'm going to work on the bottommost layer. I'm going to select my magic wand tool. Using it, I'm going to select this mid-tone gray and this black. I am going to right click, say select similar, maybe grow my selection. Then I'm going to go to this eyedropper tool, choose this light gray. Next, paintbrush tool, and I'm going to cover up those 2 darker values of gray. You will realize why very soon. Done. So this right here will be our first layer of our painting. Moving on to the next layer, I'm going to hide this bottom layer and keep the second layer in our tree visible. Here I am going to select this lighter gray. I'm going to say select similar, and I'm going to delete it all. I am also going to select this dark, again similar, and grow. Again the eyedropper tool. This time I am going to select this mid value gray and cover the dark with mid value. Done. This right here is the second layer of our painting. This is layer 1, this is layer 2, mid-tone. If we make the third layer here visible, we have the darks, which are our third layer. Okay, so this is layer 1, this is layer 2, and this is layer 3. Thank you for joining me here today. Please remember to do all the YouTube things, like, subscribe, click the notification icon. I will see you in the next one.